Hello everyone, welcome to physics class. I am going to continue chapter 3, that is current electricity. In the last video lecture we have discussed what is Ohm's law and its equation, and also we studied about resistance. In today's class we are going to study about resistance, resistivity, conductance and conductivity. Now let us start the class. We already studied about Ohm's law. What is the equation of Ohm's law? Potential difference V is directly proportional to electric current in a conductor, or we can write it as V equal to I into R, where R is proportionality constant and this constant is called resistance. So what is resistance? Resistance is the reciprocal of V and I. That means it is the ratio of potential difference across the ends of the conductor to the flow of current in that conductor. R equal to V divided by I, and its SI unit is ohm. So about this we studied in the last session. So resistance in general, that means opposition to the flow of current, or when electrons are flowing in a conductor due to potential difference. For that flow of electron, there is some collisions occurs inside the conductor. See here, you can observe this diagram. I am going to consider a metallic conductor. So we know that in metallic conductor, charge carriers are electron. Here the current is produced only because of free electrons. But in that same metallic conductor, it is having large number of fixed ions. We can consider these all are fixed ions or atoms in the conductor. And in the outermost orbit, there are number of electrons. Free electrons are present in that metal. So before applying any potential difference or any battery, so these free electrons are moving in a random direction with thermal velocity. So that we studied in the last session. But when we applied electric field in terms of battery, for example, one end of the conductor is connected to positive terminal of the battery and another end is connected to negative terminal of the battery. When we supplied battery connection, or when we supplied potential difference across the ends of the conductor, electric field is produced inside the conductor. When electric field is produced, so because of force of attraction, all the free electrons starts to move towards the positive end of the battery. All the free electrons are moving from right to left. In this direction, all the free electrons are moving towards the positive terminal of the battery because of force of attraction. Now what happens? When these free electrons are in motion, when these free electrons are accelerated, they start to collide with these fixed ions or atoms. So when they collide with these fixed ions, so opposition will be occurred. That means its velocity decreases. So this opposition offered by fixed ions or atoms of the conductor is called resistance. So what is resistance? The opposition offered by conductor. So why the opposition is offered by conductor? It is because of collision between the free electrons and the fixed ions of the conductor. So because of the collision, resistance offers or opposition offered. So opposition offered by the conductor to the flow of current or to the flow of electron, and this is called electrical resistance. So is it clear? Once again I will repeat here. Here I am going to consider a metallic conductor, and this metallic conductor is having free electrons in its outermost orbit. Then it is also having certain fixed ions. So when we supplied electric field or when it is connected to battery, these free electron experiences force. So all the free electrons are moving with certain velocity towards positive terminal of the battery. So when they starts to move with a certain velocity, then these electrons will collide with the fixed ions of the conductor. So when they collide, velocity decreases. That indicates opposition is offered by fixed ions of the conductor to the flow of electron. So this opposition we are going to call it as resistance. So what is electrical resistance of a conductor? The opposition offered by the conductor to the flow of current is called electrical resistance. Is it clear? Observe here how the resistance occurs. What is the origin of resistance? When a potential difference is applied across a metallic substance. So as I told you, you can observe this diagram. See here, we are going to consider a metallic conductor and we applied potential difference. Means let us connect the ends of the conductor to the battery. Applied across a metallic substance, an electric field is produced across its ends. Here, electric field is produced. Due to this, the free electrons get accelerated. So, all the free electrons get accelerated and they starts to move towards positive terminal of the battery. As the free electrons move, they collide with the atoms and positive ions present in that metal. Whatever the fixed ions and atoms are present in that metal, so when the free electron starts to move, they collide with each other. Thus, the motion of the electrons is opposed. This opposition offered by atoms and ions is termed as resistance of the conductor. And resistance is generally denoted by the alphabet capital R. Now, what are the factors that affecting the resistance of a conductor? So, we know the equation. V equal to IR. This is according to Ohm's law. Or we can write I equal to V divided by R. Or we can write R equal to V divided by I. Now, the question is, what are the factors that affecting the resistance? There are three factors that affects the resistance of a conductor. So here the first factor is length of the conductor. Resistance of a conductor that affects length of the conductor. And the second one is cross-sectional area of the conductor A. And the third one is temperature of the conductor T. How these three factors are affecting the resistance of a conductor? Let us see here. The first one is length of the conductor. Suppose I am going to consider a conductor, metallic conductor. It is having length L. Then it is having resistance R. L is length of that metallic conductor. R is its resistance. So how that value of R changes with L? Suppose if I am going to increase length of that metallic rod. Let us take it as again L. So L plus L, the total length is how much now? That is 2L. As we are gone increasing length of this metallic rod, with that the fixed ions and atoms go on increases. When fixed ions and atoms in that metallic conductor increases, collision also increases. When collision increases, so that resistance also increases. See here, when length of a conductor increases, then fixed ions or you can take atoms also increases. When fixed ions increases, during the motion of free electrons, there will be more collision because there are more ions. So collision also increases. As collision increases, opposition increases. Opposition means what? Resistance. Resistance also increases. Then what is the relation between the length of the conductor and resistance? So as length increases, resistance also increases. That means both are directly proportional to each other. So resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to length of the conductor. Then second factor is cross-sectional area of the conductor. So how the relation between resistance and area takes place? Now I am going to consider this is a conductor having cross-sectional area. Let us take it as A. A is its cross-sectional area. And initially it is having resistance R. Now I want to increase the cross-sectional area of the same conductor. Suppose if I am going to take, this is the conductor. Now I increased its cross-sectional area. Let us take it as 2A. Then how the value of R changes? Now here in the first diagram, cross-sectional area is A. It is having large number of free electrons. When we supplied electric field, all the free electrons starts to move and that produces electric current. When area of cross section of the conductor increases, the gap between electrons increases. So the probability of collision also decreases. As a result, resistance decreases. So you can see here, when area of the conductor increases, then when area increases, distance between or the gap between electrons decreases. As the gap between them is decreasing, so that there will be less collision. Collision decreases. So when collision decreases, resistance also decreases. So then what is the relation between area and resistance? As area increases, resistance decreases. So cross-sectional area of the conductor and resistance of a conductor both are inversely proportional to each other. That is, R is inversely proportional to cross-sectional area of the conductor. The third factor is temperature of the conductor. How the resistance and temperature of a conductor varies. See here, when temperature of the conductor increases, that means the molecules or the electrons present in that metal, they will be more energetic when temperature increases. That means we are supplying heat energy to these free electrons so that all the electrons will get more energy and they starts to vibrate about its mean position. So here during their vibration there will be more collision. When there is more collision, so that there will be more opposition because velocity of that moving electron decreases. As the temperature of the conductor increases, vibrations of that electrons increases. They will be more energetic. When vibration increases, collision between them, that is between free electron and the fixed ions also increases. When collision increases, opposition also increases. That means resistance increases. So what is the relation between temperature and resistance? Both are directly proportional. As temperature increases, then resistance also increases. So these are the three factors affecting the resistance of a conductor. So what are the three factors affecting the resistance of a conductor? Length of the conductor, cross-sectional area of the conductor, and temperature of the conductor. R is directly proportional to length, R is inversely proportional to cross-sectional area, and R is directly proportional to temperature of the conductor. Then, variation of resistance of a conductor with its dimension. Only we are going to consider dimension like size and shape, means length and area. So we are going to keep temperature as constant. At constant temperature, how the resistance of a conductor changes. So we know that it mainly depends on three factors. In that, length and area are the dimension. And the third factor is temperature that we kept constant. So we know that the resistance of a conductor R is directly proportional to length L. And second point, the resistance of a conductor R is inversely proportional to cross-sectional area of a conductor A. So in terms of equation, we can write R, we can combine these 2 points. R is directly proportional to L. R is inversely proportional to area. Combine these two equations, we will get R is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area. That is L divided by A. Or this equation can also be written as, so here instead of proportionality sign, I am going to write equal to proportionality constant R equal to rho L divided by A. So this rho is called proportionality constant and this is called resistivity of the conductor, or we can also call it as specific resistance of material of the conductor. R is proportional to L by A, or R equal to rho into L divided by A, where rho is proportionality constant and this is called resistivity or specific resistance of material of the conductor. Then, how to define resistivity or specific resistance? So we know this equation, R equal to rho L divided by A. Suppose length is 1 meter, area is 1 meter square, then above equation becomes rho equal to R. Rho indicates specific resistance, or we can call it as resistivity, and R indicates resistance. You can observe this equation, resistivity and resistance both are equal only when it is having unit dimensions, means unit length and unit area. So the resistivity of material of a conductor at a given temperature, remember here we are going to keep temperature as constant. And here which is numerically equal to resistance of the conductor of that material having unit length and unit cross-sectional area. When length and area are having unit values, then resistance and resistivity both are equal. Then how to define resistivity? Remember, resistivity is also called as specific resistance and the symbol is rho. So resistivity is defined as resistance per unit length per unit cross-sectional area. We know the equation, R equal to rho L divided by A. If L equal to 1 meter, area is 1 meter square, then the equation becomes R equal to rho. So resistivity is the resistance per unit length per unit cross-sectional area. And what is the SI unit of resistivity? See here. So the equation is R equal to rho L by A. So rho keep as it is. Length is measured in terms of meter. Area is measured in terms of meter square. So we got rho divided by M. So rho equal to, so R SI unit is ohm meter. So resistivity is measured in terms of ohm meter. So ohm meter is the SI unit of resistivity. Is it clear? Don't get confused with resistance and resistivity. Resistance is denoted by R. So resistance is the physical property of a substance, or it is the physical property of a conductor. So because of which the opposition occurs to the flow of current, that gives resistance. Resistivity is denoted by the symbol rho. So resistivity is also physical property of a particular, specific, means this is for particular material which is having particular dimension, right? So resistance, it is the general definition, but resistivity is applicable for particular dimension, particular material, so that gives resistivity. So resistance is the physical property of a conductor which opposes flow of current. Resistivity, it is also physical property of a particular substance which is having particular dimension. Resistance is measured in terms of ohm and resistivity is measured in terms of ohm meter. So this is all about resistance and resistivity. Now come to the next terms, conductance and conductivity. Conductance is denoted by G and conductivity is denoted by the symbol sigma. Conductance and conductivity are the opposite terms of resistance and resistivity. Resistance and conductance are opposite. Conductivity and resistivity are opposite words. Resistance opposes the flow of current, but conductance allows the flow of current. It allows the free electrons to move, but resistance, it opposes. So that's why conductance is defined as the reciprocal of resistance. The reciprocal of resistance is called conductance. So conductance is denoted by the symbol G. So G equal to 1 divided by R. So here resistance opposes the flow of electrons, but conductance allows the flow of electrons. So that's why conductance is reciprocal of resistance and the equation is Z equal to 1 by R. Then what is its SI unit? So 1 divided by R, SI unit is ohm. So SI unit of conductance is per ohm. See here, per ohm. Or another unit of conductance is mho, opposite to ohm. So mho or Simon, or you can write simply S, or per ohm. See here in your examination, if they ask the question like what is the SI unit of conductance, so you can write either per ohm or mho or Simon, or simply you can write yes. Then another term is conductivity, which is denoted by sigma. It is the opposite term of resistivity. The reciprocal of resistivity is called conductivity. So resistivity means what? It is also the physical property of a particular substance having particular dimensions. So the reciprocal of resistivity, that gives conductivity. Remember, again resistivity means opposes, conductivity means allows the flow of electrons. And the equation is given by sigma equal to 1 by rho, because resistivity is denoted by rho, conductivity is denoted by sigma. Therefore, sigma equal to 1 by rho. And the SI unit. So 1 by rho. Rho indicates resistivity. Resistivity unit is ohm meter. So the SI unit of conductivity will become per ohm per meter, or Simon per meter, because Simon means per ohm. Simon per meter or per ohm per meter is the SI unit of conductivity. So in today's class we discussed resistance, resistivity, conductance and conductivity. Resistance is the opposition offered to the flow of electron by that fixed ions present in the conductor. Resistivity also opposes the flow of electron, but it is for particular dimensions and particular material. Conductance is the reciprocal of resistance. Conductivity is the reciprocal of resistivity. Now, we already studied about Ohm's law. Here I am going to derive relation between current density, conductivity and electric field. All these three terms we have studied. Current density is denoted by J. Conductivity is denoted by sigma. Electric field is denoted by E. So what is current density? See here, we can write the equation for current density. J equal to I divided by A. The flow of electrons per unit cross-sectional area, that gives current density. Then what is conductivity? It is the reciprocal of resistivity. Is it clear? So using these equation, we can derive relation between current density, conductivity and electric field using Ohm's law. So what is the equation for Ohm's law? V equal to I into R. This is Ohm's law. Here in place of R, in place of resistance, I am going to write rho L divided by A. Rho is proportionality constant, that is resistivity. L is length and area is, and A indicates cross-sectional area. So this equation can be written as I divided by A. Remaining is what? Rho into L. So what is I by A? Here you can observe I by A means current density. So in place of I by A, I can write J rho into L. So then what V indicates? V is potential difference. Potential difference means electric field across the ends of the conductor having length L. So in place of potential difference, we can write E into L. E indicates electric field and L indicates the length of the given conductor. Equal to J rho into L, keep as it is. Here L will get cancelled, so the remaining equation is E equal to J into rho. Or we can write it as, so what is the relation between rho and sigma? We know that sigma equal to 1 by rho or rho equal to 1 by sigma. So this equation we can use. So therefore E equal to J into, in place of rho I can write 1 divided by sigma. Or we can take it as J equal to sigma into E. J equal to sigma into E, where J is called current density, sigma indicates conductivity and E indicates electric field.